Would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail.
Chloe's gone.
Here, Kim, this one.
I feel like I'm gonna...
Hey, Spillers, grab your iced coffee, get comfy, and let's talk about the family that turned drama into an art form, the Kardashians. Because today we're diving into two stories that show just how far the crown has slipped. First up, Kim Kardashian, spilling about Kanye, motherhood, and that one photo shoot with Justin Bieber from 2010 that aged like expired milk. And then we're heading straight into the glittery chaos of King Kylie herself, the rise, reign, and flop era of Kylie Cosmetics. From selling out lip kits in seconds to quietly rebranding on TikTok, we're unpacking how the once untouchable beauty mogul went from cultural icon to, oh right, she still sells makeup. So, yeah, Kim's got confessions, Kylie's got confusion, and we've got a lot of tea to spill. Let's get into it. So, Kim Kardashian sat down with Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy, and let's just say, she didn't hold back. When asked about co-parenting with Kanye West, Kim looked composed. But you could tell there's a storm behind the scenes. She said it's not easy, and honestly, who could argue with that? Every time I think it's calm, she said, I wake up to headlines claiming I kidnapped my kids. And she's over here like, it's not kidnapping, it's called divorce. According to her, Kanye hasn't called to see their kids, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, in a few months.
Whenever he'll call for them and ask, it's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him.
She says she never blocks him from visits, but sometimes things just aren't healthy enough for them to be alone with him, so she invites him to her house. Kim's just trying to keep the peace, saying she always pushes for a healthy relationship between him and the kids, as long as it's safe. Kim admitted she had to save herself to be a better mom, and honestly, that line hit. You could tell she's still carrying the weight of that relationship, but here's where the internet really lost it. Because during that same podcast, Kim brought up something from way back in 2010 that she said could get her canceled today. And oh boy, she wasn't kidding. She was talking about that infamous Elle magazine photo shoot with Justin Bieber, who at the time was just 16. Kim was around 29 or 30. The theme? The Graduate. You know, that movie where a young man gets seduced by an older woman. Yeah, that was the concept. Let that sink in. These weren't just casual beach photos either. They were straight up suggestive. Running in the ocean, roses, cheek kisses, all staged to look flirty. And the internet has since called it out for what it was. Deeply uncomfortable. Kim said on Call Her Daddy that nothing inappropriate happened. Justin's girlfriend and parents were apparently there, but even she admitted it looks bad now. Who thought that was a good idea? She asked. Great question, Kim, because who'd think that?
I think I'm going to get canceled if I say it.
You're like, I'm not bringing that shit back up.
Like, I don't know who approved this, and I don't know who thought that this was normal, this narrative, but I did a photo shoot with Justin Bieber, and he was 16 years old, and I don't know how old I was, and it was like a play. His girlfriend was there, his parents, I mean, it was like nothing creepy at all, but I look back and I'm like, that's the one thing that I feel like, you know, he's like a good, dear friend of ours and the whole family, but like, who thought that that was a good idea? You know, I must have been 30 years old, you know?
I could see that. I could see that getting murky.
But it was a story of, what's that story with the teacher and the student? The Graduate. The Graduate.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I just feel like that was nothing ever weird, was obviously happening. And like.
But here's the thing. Kim wasn't the only adult who should have known better. That entire era treated Justin Bieber like a shiny new toy for grown women to joke about. Celebrities flirted with him on camera, talk show hosts made weird comments, and the media basically romanticized the countdown to his 18th birthday. Kim said she feels bad about it now, but people were quick to point out that she wasn't exactly forced into that shoot. She agreed to it, and that's where the accountability conversation kicked in. Still, the bigger picture here is how normalized that behavior was. Like, it's disturbing how many people thought that photo shoot was just funny back then. It wasn't. It was messed up. And looking back, it's wild that this didn't cause outrage sooner. So Kim's over here rebranding herself as a responsible mom, legal student, and humanitarian. But these resurfaced moments remind everyone of her earlier fame era. The 2010s Kardashian world was peak fame first, questions later. Now, Kim's trying to rewrite her narrative, but the internet has receipts, and it's not letting go easily. And speaking of rebranding gone wrong, let's pivot to someone who might be struggling with that concept a little more than her big sister. Because if Kim's fighting off controversy, Kylie's fighting off relevance. Yep, it's time to talk about the rise, the reign, and the slow motion downfall of King Kylie. Kylie's been on TikTok trying to convince people that she's just like us. Spoiler alert, she's not. Okay, so let's rewind to 2015, the golden age of Instagram filters, Tumblr edits, and King Kylie domination. Back then, Kylie Jenner was the it girl. Her lips launched a million tutorials, her selfies defined an era, and her lip kits? Instant sellouts. She took one insecurity, her thin lips, and turned it into a billion-dollar empire. Literally. Fans were lining up online like it was Black Friday for a $29 box of lipstick and liner. And to be fair, Kylie Cosmetics wasn't just makeup. It was a movement. Everyone wanted to look like her. Every beauty YouTuber was reviewing her launches. Even the Kardashians had to step aside because the youngest sister became the biggest star. But by 2023, fans were calling Kylie Cosmetics a brand no one really talks about anymore. Sales dipped, reviews got quieter. Even her collabs, once events, barely made ripples online. The magic that once made King Kylie a phenomenon had faded. But if there's one thing the Kardashians know how to do, it's reinvent themselves. And guess what? Kylie's doing it again. So just this week, King Kylie is officially back. For anyone who was chronically online on Snapchat back in 2016, this is huge. Kylie was deep in her King Kylie era, the lip fillers, dating Tyga, and fully owning that rich IG model aesthetic. Fans of the Kardashians and Jenners often point to this period as her most iconic, probably because they were teenagers themselves, obsessively following her every move. Back then, her lip kits were blowing up, and she even did an ad for them featuring 3 Strikes by Tara Jr. The song's catchy vibe, paired with Kylie's presence, sparked a wild rumor. People genuinely thought she was the singer in the group, since Tara Jr. was still relatively unknown. Fast forward to now, Kylie is celebrating her King Kylie legacy with a special drop for her makeup line, leaning into the nostalgia and aesthetic of that era. And in a full circle moment, she finally collaborates with Tara Jr. on a track called 4th Strike, turning a long-standing fan rumor into an official, iconic moment. Kylie Jenner held a Kylie Cosmetics pop-up event in West Hollywood, and it was basically a royal comeback moment. She showed up serving Barbie chic, pink, polished, and holding hands with her daughter Stormi, who's already got more style than most of us ever will. And who was there front and center to support her? The entire Kardashian Jenner crew, plus bestie Hailey Bieber, turning heads in a sleek black dress with a high slit and a cinched waist. Hailey's look went viral instantly. Fans were flooding comment sections with, "She looks beautiful," and "Most beautiful woman ever." But, of course, it wouldn't be Hollywood if there wasn't another layer of tea brewing. Because this appearance came right after Selena Gomez posted, and then deleted, an Instagram story saying, "Just leave the girl alone. She can say whatever she wants. It's just about relevance, not intelligence." That was widely seen as a response to Hailey's WSJ magazine interview days earlier, where she said she's tired of being pitted against other women in the beauty world. And Selena's like, "Yeah, same." So now the internet's split, again, between Team Rare and Team Road, just as Kylie's stepping back into the spotlight. It's giving 2018 deja vu, but pinker. Well, that's all for today's scoop, but you know the tea isn't going anywhere. Tea spilled, truth served, and baby, the kettle's still hot. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell so you never miss the next spill.